Hello, everybody. I am official Mystic Veil, and this is the real truth. What's going on with the physical world and the spirit world, or you can call it the spirit warfare. This is part 10. Like I said in the episode more like 9, the negative spirit, negative psychic try to control what type of level of energy you have or power, what they will say. That word, he said that a lot. Power. So yes, they try to more like keep your power low, for they can easily control you. And there's a lot of ways you can get power. You can more like work out more, get more groundedness in you. You can meditate. Depending on who you are, you can more like get more power, just more like getting more groundedness in, staying out in the sun, more like staying at the sun during a time when it's rising, and as well more like sun more like setting, or looking at the moon. These are one out of many ways that you can raise up your energy or your power. And depending on how high it is, they're gonna try to rob you if you get at certain sections. Now, if they believe you getting power by more like looking at something, or more like feeling something like some type of more like weather, or more like hearing something, or more like eating something, whatever it is, if you're getting power there, they're going to try to get in between that section in your brain and try to depress it. One of the spots they like to target right in the center of your brain. They like to really target, try to depress this section. Of course, there are other sections in the brain, but this is a good spot for you can do some spiritual work and be more aware when they are doing things to you. So if you so want to get more power, more like being in the sunlight for a while, then they're gonna mess with certain senses, more like in your brain, the brain that stuff between the waves and energy coming off the sun towards you. So no matter you been out there more 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, out there just gathering energy here and there, they're gonna directly try to rob you. If you're having a lot of problem, bring your vibration up or getting more like your energy back. That is because of them. And usually when it's like that, they are all the way around you. They're more like into a very detailed section of your brain. Similar like that mic, more like a video I did the back. Start more like the center of the brain and go more to the front, the back, the up, the down. Different section of your brain you need to really check out. Same way they move like they put mics in there to try to like rob you out energy. Now, once they get your energy, we'll want to turn it against you in many ways. So yes, be definitely aware of that. On that brings me to another thing. Now, if you're someone like me, like to meditate, and during a section you meditate, you hear or more like feel the thoughts running across. Like one is yapping, talking about this, the other one yapping, talking about that, the other one yapping, doing that, the other one doing that. They like to call these more like wild monkeys. But all along, more like this is another stage illusion trying to act like you're subconscious and as well controlling you. So if you spot out more like anything more like yapping in some way, identify what it is and spot out who it is. Find out the names, and as well you can find out the mugs, and then you can find out the real names. No matter it's a negative spirit, negative psychic, even if they don't want you to let you know what the real name is. There are ways to get their real name. Some people say if they don't want you to know what the real name is, you cannot get it. This is not true. There are ways to get the real name, more like their names, and as well get them up, especially if they stick around. There are times more like you will see maybe an image come across more like your visual, more like could be exactly what they look like or something like they look like sort of like what they look like. So definitely keep your eye on anything pops up when it comes down to a face maybe pop up or two. Yeah, your mind in different ways is showing you on different people more who's broken, more like your homes amongst home, and they're trespassing on very detailed sections of your brain. So be aware of the many different messages your brain be telling you. Now, one day more like you can easily do something spiritually, and then another day they really trying to hold you real badly, more like from your mindset directly, from more like your different corners of your mind, and then more like a little bit past that. Don't be aware of that. Go straight into more like again, more like the seat of life. From right into the middle of your brain. Start right there and definitely check where the hairline ends and hairline begins. 3 fingers, no matter more like using the right or left, across more like 3 fingers to the back of your hair. Yeah, they like to use more like these muscles as well to control you. Use that and as well more like right on the top there. Yeah, directly focus right up there. Do some focus right there up there. Keep focus up there. Now, during the time you're focused, they are directly paying attention on you and seeing what you do so they can come behind you and do the exact same thing or press it going by what information you have gathered. After all, they are using your brain to gather information and hold information and keep up with things as well. Another reason more like you got to more like keep your eyes on them and definitely not trust these negative spirits and psychics. Now, when you're talking, if you feel a certain vibration, more like real close up, like right on you, when you're talking in your brain, that could be more like 3 fingers back, or more like 2 fingers. Now, I mean back, I mean fingers pointing more like your right hand is pointing to your left side, and your left hand pointing to the right side. 3 fingers back. Stone picture your pinky finger where the hairline ends, where the hairline begins, and do the more like the count from there. Be somewhere right in there, real close to the front, more like of your forehead. They like to stay there for different reasons as well. Now, here go another category you should definitely be aware of, and this is where more flags these are indeed negative spirits and psychics around you. Be aware of different types of word or controlling words. Some of these words you say is very more direct, like you maybe hear something like they want to control everything, which they're not lying. They do want to control everything. Again, you can't trust them. Or they say something more opposite in the word of control. Again, the outcome is still control. So if they're talking straightforward, they're talking about control, or they're talking about the opposite of that in any type of direction, again, they're trying to control. Trying to gain different properties and levels in your actual home. More like no matter it's at the top or more like somewhere in the middle. Because of course the top would be more like a God. Then down below would be different in the category of power in your home. They'll try to gain some of these balls levels in your home. You don't want them to have none in those balls. From the top, the middle, down below, you want them to go straight down to the ground. Yeah, straight down to the ground where you put them at. Another thing will really help you out when it comes down to negative spirits and negative psychic. When it comes down to more of them trying to control you left or right, you need to get into learning how to control your energy. By learning to control your energies, it's going to really help out of the many different things they like to do to you when it comes to controlling you. Example, a lot of things more like they will try to do with you is done with more like some energy they stole from you and some real power. And then more like some type of command, like they want something. So they maybe want you to feel something. So they will concentrate. And then more like they will use the wheel right about there, and then the more like they're going to target whatever section of your brain, and then the command could be more like instantly go to sleep, like literally, like instantly go to sleep. Never mind the feeling, more like you feel you're about to feel sleepy. Instantly make that individual go to sleep. So yes, that's just a real example there. The many thing more like they will use it more like with some energy control. So you need to get into energy control as well. There are plenty more like books, videos out there to help you out if you want to really learn about to get more into energy control, which is very useful when a lot of these unnatural things are happening to you. That brings me to another important topic about your homes amongst home. Something you directly needs to do when it comes down to your homes amongst homes, equaling inside of your brain. You need to have a decent amount of set of very strong rules inside of your brain. Information that negative spirit and psyche more like got from more outside of you, and then information you got inside of you, trying to use this different information, and as well getting different update information by living through you. So you definitely need a good set of more like strong rules to protect you, because they're definitely trying to control this section, that section, this section, and that section of your life. So you got to be have some good set of rules, and as well they will try to cross over your rules. Like literally, they were talking about like one thing, and they one over agree behind this one, and another agree behind that. Where in factly, you didn't agree behind none of that stuff. A good example is more like a couple more like dudes, more like at a business meeting, and they more like trying to negotiate more like terms on the agreement. And then more like then they actually agree to what they're gonna do, and then both of them always sign on a piece of paper, so everything is done, nothing to be added there. Now a random person comes into the room, they want to add a new addition to more the rule, but not a part of that deal contract between these two individuals. Yes, trying to add more onto the actual deal, and when they don't have nothing to do with that. Now, depending on who walks in the room, they're gonna be more like be escorted out of there, more like to go back to work, or they're gonna be more like directly be forced out by security, especially if some random person came in the building some way and managed to get in that room, start talking about all these random stuff. Now, this is what happens into business, stuff like that. Now, in your homes amongst homes, if you got more like certain rules and stuff in there, other will directly try to cross over your rules at times. So yes, if it's something more like you haven't agreed to, but then someone try to add something onto it, do not more like give in to what they directly say. You stick to your set of rules, no matter more like it's 1, 2, or 3, or 4, start to agree on false things, trying to add things on your set of rules. So whatever rules you got in your homes amongst home, yeah, you need to stick to your word strong, like aluminium. The same like type of metal is in Wolverine from the X-Men. You need to be more like having it strong like that metal, or more stronger than that metal. Stick to your set of rules in there. Yeah, because these negative spirits like it will try to cross your rules, try to change your rules, try to more like overlook more like your rules, but definitely keep your rules solid, the more like the way you got them solid. So them build a strong mental, more like foundation spiritually when it comes down to your set of rules in your homes amongst homes. And don't let more like anyone try to cross or change that. If they cross more like the line in some ways, especially like if you haven't did it, be aware of it and change the direction back if they go that far. For them to do this, they need to directly try to force that on you as well. Be aware of force. It's more like if the way they talk, if they can't more like trick you out of it, they will use more like energy on you, forming noise power on you, and trying to control it in their way, more like different things. Or again, more like using more like power, trying to force different things on you. It could be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 or more on you, trying to more like force different things on you. So definitely keep your set of rules and your homes amongst homes strong, like Wolverine, more like claws, and keep it stronger. So your homes amongst homes, you can call yourself whatever you want to, whatever position you want to. So once you pick whatever you want to, more like you keep that and you just keep hold of that. So my advice for you, just go after whatever feel best for you. You can go after the highest, which more ways than one, that is the best thing to do. More like, especially when you got negative spirits and psychics trying to grab after that. So you can grab after the highest or next to the highest, whatever feel best to you, and stick to that. Now, at the same time, if you didn't go after the highest, more like a power scale, more into your home amongst home, don't let more like a negative spirit and psychic more like claim that spot. No. Don't let them like claim that spot. So them be aware of more like whatever position, power you put more like yourself in your homes amongst homes, and don't let negativity more like claim the spot, because they more likely will like to claim that spot to control you more easily. Now, I'll make an example of good rule you can have more like in your homes amongst home. You go on right here. I am the keeper of my peace. and that only the most highest may serve me. Now, keep that in your home there, amongst home. That is a decent one. There are other ones out there, but yes, make the more your rules in your home strong as possible, and keep by those too. Now, another thing the negative spirit and psychic we do, if you see you more like you're about to do something, and more like they try to make it seem like that that right there is it for you. Nothing else applies except for that thing right there. Never mind of your other talents and other thing you got, like you have no other talent. Like they try to make it seem like this is it for you. And they try to force more like this type of root on you. Like this is all more like your skill set is. Why in fact you got a long list of different skill set is in you. So if they're trying to do that to you, again, pin them all down. And as well, whatever you're doing, keep what you're doing and keep all your different skills as well. And as well, keep growing and get more skills over time. Don't be stuck to one thing because of them. If you stuck to one thing, it's because of you got more interest and want to learn more about that actual topic, not because of them. So again, this is another set of rules you actually put in there. Always keep your doors open and don't be listen to them trying to get you to go down one little path thing because of them. That brings me into another important topic. This is a huge topic here. Now this is a very important section. Again, more like when I look at books, when I'm on the internet, or just plain old kicking back and looking at some videos about different things, spiritual and stuff, I just really don't come across nothing like this. Now, I don't hear more other people talk about more like these things like this. I do hear things about them from another point of view, different ways you can help yourself in life, different ways you can get better, different things you can different tasks and stuff. You can just more like do this and you do that and you will directly get better at it. And it's a long list of many things more like into this category in life. If you do this, these things do supposed to apply. This is a very important topic indeed. Whoever looking at this video, it'll affect you. It doesn't matter more like if you spiritual sleep now, you spiritual wake, or you've been spiritual wake a long time, or you had your second or even your third awakening. It affect you all more. This important, huge topic. Progression is a very big part of your life from day one until your time is up on this hunk of dirt. From your crying, telling more like your mom and dad more like you need some milk or you need changing. Then it go from there more like you're crawling a bit. Then you're trying to stand up to walk and you go again and again. You progressing into you can official walk. After walking, then you start more like running. And you're taking it all in more like from what you taste, you touch, you feel, you hear, and more. From all the different more sensational feeling go throughout more like your body and the information flow throughout your brain. Progression, evolution just flowing throughout you all the way around. As you get more older, you start more like get into different things. You maybe start liking music, so you more like start to practice on a guitar, or you might feel that art side start to come out of nowhere and you want to paint something. And of course you get into reading, learning how to more like to read and study more like your tests and stuff. Of course later on in life you want to do more like stand-up speeches, so you learn how to talk a whole lot better. Going on different more like business and stuff with other people, practicing more like on your music, and you maybe more like get into want to cooking and as well bake some cakes too. Later on in life you may want to learn new skills, maybe you want to more like learn martial arts, get better with your kicks, punches, grabs, blocks into it. And then you may want to get into more like digital media production, editing a lot of different more like pictures and videos all together. Then you get into your numbers and you want to be more like a financial analysis, which is good for what for into business. That's another more like a good skill. Then you got more like the other one, really more like meditating, doing a lot of spiritual work, getting all your more like your kicks in over time. So yes, this is just a well example of different more like things over time you can more like progress into. And of course, evolution. Evolution to the next step, evolution to the next level, evolution to more like something newer, or just trying to just hit more like a goal, but behind more like someone more like your respect, trying to hit more like the goal levels. All of these are the same like thing when it comes down to life from day one to later on in your life, and of course into more like that's the inner you on this hunk of dirt. And you progress over time, or you can say evolution over time. And of course, you can just say develop. All these words, these will mean the exact same thing. Now, if you want to do any of these things, you can't like do these things by just sitting down and just say, I want to do them, but you don't act behind it. You got to get up and more like do the work. You need to do your research. You need more invest your time into it. You got to put your energy into it. You got more like look up some stuff online, or you maybe need to go out there in the world and actually more like meet some people. You got to build up these skills as you go on over time, each and every one of them. They do require your time. They require more like your energy. And of course, you got to more invest more like your money as well in a whole lot of these different things you're doing. Now, depending on what you're doing, you may not got to invest not much money as the other thing. Depending on a few things, your connections, and more like how your life situation is. But they usually involve you have to invest some type of money into it. But of course, all these got the same goal when it comes down to you in life to more progress more and more and more. Now, cool, the world, the physical world tells you got to do these different things if you want to achieve any of these types of goals in your life, which for the most part they do more like work. But at the same time, that is not the only way to achieve these things. Now, as well, at the same time, there are negative spirits and negative psychics can interfere with any one of these skills you are doing. Like literally interfere with your skills. So if you're trying to more like do any of these things, they can make your growth go real far down. You're having all kinds of problems to grow, to get even better at that certain skill. It could be has nothing to do you are not doing the correct work at the time to achieve your goal, because more like you start to grow and grow and grow, then you start to notice a certain thing just literally hit you. Now there are times you do need to change up things, and when you change the thing, they can help you grow more. This is actually true, but as well true, if you change up things, if you keep on coming across a roadblock, like something just keep on more like calling your growth to go slower and slower, until you really don't see nothing, and nothing more like what you do can cause you to get better at that certain task or that certain skill you want to get better at. Now when it's like this, you got more like a negative spirit, a negative psychic is putting on all kinds of mental more like blockers into your brain, the press in your brain, different one blockers to press all over your brain, and they are changing things very deeply to make sure even if you work towards it and if you put your time to it, you're not going to get your reward. So you ain't going to get your reward because they are doing something to you to stop you to get the exact reward the way you was getting your reward before. Now, when it happens like this, that's stepping on natural. When you see nothing at all. What's even worse, they're more like you seeing more like you're not getting nothing out of more like your work, your time, your energy is the other thing. What these negative spirit and negative psychics can do more like all into your more like your detailed section of your brain. Now this next step is a easy red flag, more like they're doing this to you. Now I'm not sure how many people they actually do this to, but they can like do this too. So if you want to get better more like at martial arts and you keep on training here and there, or something like your stuff start to go the opposite. For example, you see this kick, she can hit it more like perfectly. And then more like now more you're trying to make it maybe a little bit more better than what it is, which is already a good kick. It goes down. So It goes literally down how she was a notch below. Before it wasn't so good. Then it goes down below until she can barely more like do this kick at all. Now it's not just more like the kick, any type of more like skill you're talking about, more like they can do like this to you. No matter more like it's you're trying to more like edit, you're trying to meditate, you're trying to work on numbers, you're trying to cook more, you're trying to more like run a bit faster, you're trying to more like jump higher, you're trying to more like speed up more like your learning section. And this goes on and on the many lists in life and skill that can affect like this. So it would go completely the opposite direction. The more you work on it, the more it goes to opposite. Like you losing your skills. What they're doing, they're depressing more like that type of thing. The more you work it, the more it happens. More like the more they will work on to you get less and less and less. Now at the same time, if it seems like you stuck, nothing happened, again, more like the that could be natural or unnatural. That could be any one of them. So really want to find out which one it is. If it is unnatural, by doing other things, listen to someone else, and it should get you out of that stuck hole there. But at the same time, if that don't happen and that don't happen, it seems like whoever you go to, you still stuck in that stuck hole no matter what you try, then yes, that's a negative spirit cycle trying to hold you right there, trying to make sure you do not progress in that topic. And it could be any topic or section in life. Now, of course, they're doing more like using parts of your brain to control and making sure you don't go get better in that category. Or they just make you worse and worse into that category. And this can go on for a real long time. Now, of course, the same way they're doing this to you, do not think you cannot do the opposite on you. Restore more like how you used to more like get better and better with evolution. Get back to more like you do more like your work and you actually get better. Or you don't have to do the work at all. So if you want to get better at martial art, you don't have to practice at martial art. You want to get better at meditation, you don't got to practice at meditation. You want to get better at your numbers, you don't have to practice more like your numbers. You want to get better at cooking, you don't got to practice at cooking. If you want to be a better swimmer, you don't have to practice at that. I mean, the same way more like they can depress these sections and put it on hold or make it go the opposite, using more like a detailed section in your brain, you can use the same detailed section of your brain and get better in another way. A lot of these things, the negative spirits and negative psychic do to you, no matter more like it, the most obvious thing you heard, into things you cannot believe they can get into you, into your settings, and do these things to you. Well, you can do these things as well to yourself. You can more like pick things ready yet, or you can carry it to another level. So yeah, do not think these things, what they do to you, only go one way. These things go both ways. And it really doesn't matter more like what type of skill it is neither. Once you learn more like the method and what section of the brain they're using, you can directly do these things on yourself. So again, do not think these things go one way. It go both ways. So yes, definitely need to do some spiritual work and learn more about yourself. And of course, learn more about your brain as well. All kinds of things is linked to all kinds of things. I cannot say what's not linked to it, but it is linked to it. All kinds of things is linked to your brain. So yes, definitely want to learn more about your brain. Now, on that note, that we're in it for more like part 10. The real truth. What's going on with the physical world and the spirit world, or you can call it spirit warfare. So that we're in it with this one. If you want to hear more about these things that are going around you did not know, and other people ain't talking about, more like get on more like part 11 of this. So on that, I'll catch y'all over there on part 11. See y'all over there.